Hello everyone, and welcome back to Queen Astra's tarot readings. Tonight, for those of you who don't know, is a new moon in Cancer. New moons are generally a good time to start bringing new things into your life, so as the moon grows, so do those new things. So hello. I was thinking we could take a look at what you should be sort of manifesting with this new moon, and maybe even getting a little insight into what needs to be let go in order for that particular manifestation to happen. And I did make this, or I am making this, I guess I haven't made it yet, I'm making it, with the idea of, working specifically with the Cancer new moon. But this is a timeless reading. If you just feel, like you're not sure what you should be working on actively in your own life, not that you always have to be working, but you know what I mean. If you have that kind of itch, this is timeless. So if it found you, this is the time for you to be hearing it. So I've got 3 piles. Ooh la la. The first is the Beeth birch, and I'm sorry, I still need to work on Celtic pronunciation. Beeth birch, number 1. Also with a little sweet angel BB moonstone. Pile 2, we've got the Newen ash, which is number 5. So pretty. And then we've got the Anfurza or Gorse in a canon. This is for 3, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. It's also number 17. Very pretty, very bright. Oh, whoops, I didn't even say pile 2's. Pile 2, you've got a great moss agate here. Sorry about that. Pile 2's. Whoop, I am terrible at finding where the camera actually is. Which is funny. Okay, sorry. In pile 3, you are a piece of clear quartz. So again, pile 1 with the moonstone, pile 2, the moss agate. Sorry for leaving you out earlier, buddy. And pile 3 with the clear crystal quartz. The card pile times will be in the description. And I will see you there. Okay. All right. Hi, hello, pile 1. Ooh, I'm just being silly. If you picked this, you are my pile 1s, my moonstones, and the Beeth birch, which again, very, very pretty. This is from the Celtic Oracle deck. And what's interesting about it is, when we're talking about manifesting, usually it's about clearing things out first, and that's kind of what this birch is all about. It's about renewals and just, kind of starting from a clean slate. You start counting at 1, so to speak. So it's funny, I think it's saying, before you move forward with something, make sure your house is in order, sort of thing. Like I am definitely somebody who likes to not do this sometimes. Like I always think of one of my dogs. She, even if she gets tangled in the leash, she will keep charging ahead and just getting more and more, more and more tangled, even though if she just took 1 second to stop, kind of get herself situated, she would be able to move forward much quicker. And I think that's kind of what this, so far, is the vibe I'm getting, what pile 1 your energies or, you know, subconscious is kind of urging you to do is, you know, clean house a little bit in order to bring these manifestations. And especially with the moonstone, which is, I know with the moon, we can kind of think like dreamy or head in the clouds sort of things, but it's also a stone of clarity. It kind of helps remove like stressors or kind of, and this is, I don't want to use the word selfish, but I guess maybe habits that just aren't serving us, which I know is so like bleh. But it's true. So I think in conjunction, it's kind of interesting that you pulled this so far. So if this is, you're like, yes, this totally clicks with me. This is your pile, and let's get started. I pulled 5 cards from the Crow Tarot, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous tarot deck. And really quickly, while I'm just getting myself situated, if you're enjoying the video, like, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 you know the drill. Alrighty, so pile 1. Oh, so pretty. I'm just gonna like gasp at every card. Page of Cups, one of my favorite cards actually. Page of Swords, ooh, 2 pages. The reversed High Priestess, interesting. 9 of Wands, and I'm running out of room. I have to do a little bit of stacking, y'all. Ooh, and the Tower. All right, so already I'm feeling, and just to be clear, I'm going to read these really quickly, and then I've got some other oracle cards that I'm going to use to kind of clarify why these are all here. But very interesting in terms of, you know, fresh start. The page is a very kind of fresh-faced sort of character in the tarot. And I think it's interesting that Page of Cups came out first. This is usually kind of like a card about new beginnings, particularly it can be romance, just because, you know, the cups are emotions, but it doesn't have to be romantic in nature. It can be, you know, any sort of relationship, even with yourself. And I love this cup because it's like something might surprise you. Like, why is this fish in this cup? It's kind of just bursting out in a sort of delightful way. So it's not like a scary surprise or like a, oh, this is bad surprise, which I know some of you are already looking at this right. We'll get there, we'll get there, we'll get there. All right. Page of Swords. Again, that very young, frisky, almost, I want to get it, not fresh, but like just very fast energy. And Page of Swords is somebody who uses their words in a swift manner, sometimes can be a little, you know, cutting. Not to say that the people who you're cutting with your words doesn't deserve it. But there's sort of like, you can see like literally the feathers are flying off just because the speed is just so great. Just really like galloping ahead. And I think this kind of goes a little bit in conjunction with this, where it's like, this energy is here, like this wanting to move forward, like, you know, in your heart of hearts, what you want to do, how you're going to move forward, sort of thing. But let's keep going, because you've got the High Priestess in reverse, which I know I keep saying it, oh, so pretty, but oh, so pretty. I'll link this deck in the description. So let's just look at her right side up. Very interesting. Sorry, the eye. This one compared to the other eyes, and like it almost looks like a spiral, which I think is very interesting. And in reverse, I'm feeling like there's a lot of, you have a lot of power. Like there is this ability innate in you. And some of them which have kind of surprised you, like, oh, I didn't know I could kind of, you know, bend reality to my will like that sort of thing. But I think when it's something you're like very passionate about, or something you have like a lot of thoughts and feelings on, that can kind of lead to some clouded judgment, right? Because the High Priestess in reverse, it's a little less in your power. Enough to say you're not powerful, but you know, I think especially with like the swirly eye, like I see kind of like a going a loop-de-loop-de-loop-de, like doing a lot fast, being busy, not being productive, is what I'm getting. And again, like this is like, it's telling a story. With the Nine of Wands, it's not saying that like, oh, you're doomed to like just, you know, effortlessly spin your wheels sort of thing. The Nine of Wands is beautiful, beautiful card. It's a card of completion. It's a card of passion, even with the, because Wands are a fire sign as well. And I think it's really interesting how gently that this crow is laying or about to put up their 9th wand on this beautiful kind of cliff. The sun and the clouds, which I kind of take as like dreams, like your dreams, like not like good night dreams. And I think the tenderness here, the intention that they're doing this with, not to say you can't be one-minded and that you can't like know what you want, but yeah, like you need to kind of reharness that energy in a way. And that's kind of, again, what the Tower is saying, what the Birch is saying, clean house. And I know the Tower is like sometimes a scary card, I know, but I promise you it's not. So I think what's interesting, especially with this one, is all the crows seem to have escaped, right? Nobody, it's not like in some Tower cards, you see some people kind of stuck in there, right? So it's like, you're getting out of this. But there needs to be like a conscious effort, because right now the energy feels kind of a little all over the place, even if it is like well-intentioned and you know what you want. You know, you've got these in your, you know, these energies are aligned. It's just kind of like the way you're going about it, or like one thing you're kind of leaving out, which I think is like the one thing you have to pick up, the one thing you have to clean up, the one thing you have to kind of like raise the ground. But let's get, sorry, I'm like running out of space here. I'll get a better camera mount soon. Yeah, let's clarify these. These are some really, really fun cards. It is a Sibia Oracle deck. I don't know, I got them in Italy. 2014. Okay. A letter. Soldier. And consonant. Quarrel. Journey. Interesting, interesting. I'm looking at this, a letter with the Page of Cups and the Ace of Diamonds. I want to say it's the Ace of Swords, but I want to double check on that really quickly. Which is about like kind of like what the Page of Swords is like kind of aspiring to be, right? Like to have that like one-mindedness and ability to like align your words with what you want to bring into the physical world, sort of thing. Yeah. Oop, that was me bumping my knee. This is a pleasant card, but at the same time, it kind of, the next cards will like, because it says a letter, so it's like something maybe here, like this is a neutral card, like it doesn't mean good or bad. And something I think that's interesting about this card is you can't really tell who is handing it to somebody. Like, I mean, granted, yes, this person looks like a postman, but he could be giving it to him to deliver or vice versa. So it's a neutral card. You know, you don't know if it's good or bad. But I'm thinking that maybe it surprised you in a pleasant way, just based on the base Page of Cups. And then here, again, we got the Soldier with the Ace of Swords. So, like, I'm getting this vibe that, like, and, you know, take it, if you will, that you are, and the, yeah, 2 and 3 is 5, crisis. But you are very, like, about direct action in your situations, or whatever you're trying to manifest. Like, you're like, yes, I will, you know, do intentions and meditating, but like, what can I do now? What can I do here? Especially with, he's got a big ass swords. There's a lot of air energy here, a lot of thinking, a lot of being in the head. Yeah, because this goes along with the Queen of Diamonds as well, which again is like the swords, air. So I feel like, yeah, something surprised you, moved you, and you got, you know, maybe kind of excited about moving forward and, you know, did so in a militant sort of way. But here's where it gets interesting if you're not already interested. With the High Priestess in inconstancy. Inconstant, I cannot talk. Unbeständigkeit. There, I speak German. So I could say the German word, but not the English word, inconstancy. But this is 6 of clubs. Let me put her down for a second while I check something. But you can see she's distressed and also like holding letters. So maybe it wasn't, you know, the best surprise. I'm not sure now. Maybe it was, or, you know, maybe it was something you thought you should be happy about, but something about it is kind of hitting you the wrong way. Like maybe you have been like just manifesting left and right and you're like, well, I still don't kind of feel like something just still feels off, right? Let me look really quickly at, because at what the 6 of clubs is. Let's see. Yeah, the need to fully commit to something and the inability to do so. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. Like, this energy is so much mental energy or ideas surrounding whatever you want to manifest. You know, you've gotten like a hint at what it could be. And now I feel like you're kind of maybe at like a stagnation point because you're like, oh, where do I go now? Or you've kind of, especially with the pages, almost like lost that like beginner's luck, so to speak. I know at least anytime I restart, you know, trying to actively manifest anything in my life, like the first few things like come like, and it's awesome. And then you're like, oh, I can do this. And then, you know, sometimes we just get hangups and you have to just remember like it's a practice. So you do have to kind of re-clear that space, like to get that beginner's luck sort of again, if that makes sense. Yeah, half-hearted efforts I'm getting here because, like, again, she's totally ignoring all these beautiful butterflies and happiness up here. And 17, that's 8. 8 is all about, you know, action, fulfillment. And with the High Priestess, that's just making me feel like maybe you're having a lot of anxieties about something, or like, how do I do this? Like, I used to be able to like get this so fast. How do I do it again? Is sort of what I'm getting. Like you're literally fighting with yourself, right? This is Coral. And it's a 7. Oops, there's my dog in the background. It's a 7 of clubs. And you got 6, 7, which is interesting. Yeah, confrontation. Maybe it's kind of like standing your ground a little bit more. Because again, 3 and 5, 8. Yeah, these feel connected. I don't know if it's like, just the way I'm seeing these together, like a third party situation. Like I don't want to put anything in the universe, or if you're even seeing anybody or what have you. But there's 2 kind of energies pulling at you, I feel. And you're unsure of how to go. To get that completion, right? To get that sort of control over this energy. And I don't even want to say control, but like sort of, because I feel like you're trying to do a lot of controlling right now. Letting it in, right? Stop fighting it. Because it is a journey. So these cards have a way of just being so cheeky. 10 of diamonds. And again, 5, 50, that's 5 is about conflict and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, but it is kind of a journey, right? Like maybe you're this guy, maybe you're this guy. But it is a journey. And he's got all this stuff on his back, right? It's so friggin' heavy. Get rid of it. So you can be like this guy smoking a pipe and being like, I love being on a journey. Because right now I feel like, yeah, you're carrying some things. There's a little bit of waffling going back and forth. And I feel like this sort of, what this Knight of Wands is kind of promising is available to you. But you got to let go of this control, or like, well, I used to do it this way. Like when I first started my manifestation journey, it worked like this. So why the hell isn't it working anymore? Like, why aren't I getting this? I'm thinking, yeah, like, and again, like, I don't mean to be, you know, dismissive of the Tower card, but in this case, I don't think it's like a transformation that's going to gut you. You know what I mean? Like this one, it feels more like a toodaloo. Like you can either be cranky about this, or you can look at it and be like, fuck it. And pump up your hair like that. It's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, especially again with the moonstone and the birch. I think it's all about clarity for y'all, pile one. Cleaning out whatever's going on before you move forward. Otherwise, you will kind of get, I think, in this circle. Like, you know, maybe you'll get like a jump start again, like it's working. What the hell? Like, you know, you're going to keep fighting it until you let go. So we can get back into that upright high priestess energy. And that is my reading for you, pile number 1. If you'd like to see it again, I will link the decks I used below. And again, if you liked it, watched a little bit of it, didn't like it, whatever, comment, like, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Thank you for being here. This is really fun, and I hope that you enjoy it as well. All right, bye, pile 1. All right, if you are here, you are pile number 2, and you picked the New Ash as your oracle card. Very pretty. From the Celtic Tree Oracle. And the Moss Agate that I kind of left out in the intro, and I think maybe that happened for a reason. But before we get into the tarot cards, I'm kind of going to go over this card a little bit, and just kind of like the vibe I got, so you can decide if you're in the right pile. So the New Ash, I believe that's how it's pronounced, is number 5, which 5s are kind of associated with conflict. That doesn't have to be, you know, ultra conflict. It can be, you know, mundane or silly or just annoying. But this card is all about going within. I think it's very interesting just because the patterning on the leaves is, you know, I mean, a lot of leaves are like this. But it's got a very, like, central line, right, within the figure itself. And it's also kind of like one of the darkest points of the card, which roots tend to be. Yeah, I'm just going through. There's a really beautiful book I have. Boop, boop. I came with a deck, and I just want to make sure yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's all about going within. So I think in terms of manifesting, yeah, maybe you're here because you're like generally like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I mean, like, my life's all right. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not ecstatic, you know. So what the ash is kind of reminding you to do, even though it might be kind of like dark or scary, to be alone or isolated in this thought, or, you know, like, not like super isolated. Like, if you feel like you're very isolated, you know, reach out to friends, all that jazz. But, you know, if you've been feeling like, you know, just sort of disconnected a little bit, and maybe reaching out to light, this card is reminding you to go within, and that it's safe to do so, right? Like, because maybe there's been some times you've had past manifestation or spiritual practices where you've gone too far, quote unquote, or, you know, you kind of did some spiritual bypassing, or felt like, you know, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's saying it's safe to go in, just like to be quiet and to listen, because the universe is going to, you know, give you the information you're looking for in terms of what will bring you the greatest joy bringing into your life, you know, because maybe, you know, a lot of shoulds, like what I should do, right? Like what I should be manifesting. Maybe you should be manifesting more money, or you should be manifesting a better job, but you really are, your heart wants to focus on love right now, or whatever. It's saying don't be afraid of that, you know, go within and really listen to yourself about that. Yeah, choose healing and spiritual experience over indulgence and escapism. I just want to read the message really quickly because it is really pretty. Sometimes restraint is necessary as the universe lines up the building blocks for whatever you want to manifest. I am here to teach you patience and faith. Sometimes you're asked to mend fences or clean up your act before things can fall into place. Forgiving self and others is important. Try to find time to help someone else. This is the best medicine for a broken heart. So yeah, I'm getting that there might, you know, be like a little bit of lack of self-trust right now. Yeah, and along with like going within, like if you feel like you really like, oh, I am alone in my head too much or whatever, like I try to get it, like you feel like you're stuck there, to reach out to friends and maybe, you know, try to help somebody else with one of their problems. And just, it's a nice way to kind of be able to reframe your identity from the problem haver to the problem solver in a novel way, and that can kind of help you, you know, move forward in whatever it is you are manifesting. So yeah, and again with the moss agate, it's all about nurturing. And I think that I left out earlier, like you might feel like, yeah, like you're kind of disconnected, or there's, I don't know, just something a little off. So this is telling you if you've done the whole reaching within thing and you feel like you're either at an impasse, which, I mean, you could be, I don't know you. Talk to a friend, and don't talk to a friend about this particular problem or feeling of stuckness. Talk to them about something, or, you know, try to help them solve something. It could help you solve something in return. So let's get into it. I was just way too into that card. So I picked 5 tarot from the Crow Tarot, and I will lay those out now. And I will say while I'm laying them out, if you're liking what you're seeing, if you're liking what you're hearing, like, share, subscribe, bleep, bloop, blop. Ooh. I like that card. Space. I'll put you down here. Oh, pretty, pretty spread. All right, yeah, so right off the bat, this 3 of Cups is all about celebration, joy, friendship. You know, you're able to fill your own cup when you fill other people's cups. This one's very straightforward, I feel. This is such a pretty cup, you know. I know sometimes 3 can be like a crowd, but I think here 3 is about like celebration and communication and just, you know, knowing that there's enough for everybody, sort of thing, because they all have their cups and one's tipping over, but they're not like looking over being like, oh shit, should I be worried where my next sip comes from, sort of thing. It's like, no, we all know there's enough for all of us, right? Yeah, because then we have the Knight of Swords underneath in reverse. Sorry, I'm like sliding it very weirdly. Which I think is interesting, especially in reverse, well, because, you know, he's a crow. He's not like sitting on the horse. He's riding above it. And the Knight of Swords is all about, usually, or not usually, when it's right side up, you know, like swift, direct action, mental clarity, things of that nature. I'm going to look up really quickly just because I'm feeling a little, I want to make sure in conjunction to the 3 of Cups. I'm looking at the little book that came with this guy too. Where are you? Here we are. Knight of Swords. Yeah, reverse, the Knight of Swords cannot channel his energy to focus on a single project, and as a result, attempts to go in many different directions. If you're feeling scattered, look for ways to direct all that energy into a single purpose. So you're like, yeah, I friggin' know. That's why I'm here. I don't know what to manifest. The reverse Knight of Swords may also point to a person who brings a lot of energy, but not the ideas to complete a project. All right, we'll keep going with that, but I have oracle cards that will clarify all these, so let's just kind of go through these guys first. Temperance. Oh, it's so funny. When I first saw this card, I thought the crow was like just chugging it, but they're dumping it out. But I think that's interesting because, like, I was like, oh, that's a weird temperance card to have somebody pounding what I imagine is booze. But I think this kind of shows, like, either way, like, don't everything in moderation, as temperance sort of suggests, because there's a divinity in temperance, right? Interesting. So then we've got another 3 here in reverse, the 3 of Pentacles. Just so you can see it right up. And 3s are usually about communication, and Pentacles are an earth sign, or, you know, they're not an earth sign, they represent earth, so, you know, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energies, sort of thing. I'm looking at the 3 of Wands, or not Wands, oh my gosh. See, even I'm getting like boop, boop, boop. I feel like there's definitely a focus that needs to happen. Oh my gosh, why can't I find it in this dang book? Cups. Swords. And then we should have the Pentacles. Great, wow, did it. Don't worry, guys. Ooh, we're getting through it. Yeah, interesting, because this is like about, you know, happiness, fulfillment, and friendships, and usually the 3 of Pentacles is about teamwork, usually like, you know, in a world building, you know, or like a rather material sort of capacity, whether it's at work or, you know, literally building a home with people or what have you. Yeah, reverse is suggesting that something's not working. So maybe there's like kind of like an imbalance sort of even within your social circles. Maybe that's why you're kind of drawn to the idea of, you know, going within, because they're, yeah, especially I feel like, yeah, maybe these are people you work with even, especially with, sorry, you can't even see this guy down here. First of all, what a cool 6 of Wands card. I just love this kind of wreath. The one is standing in up there. Safe sort of thing. Oh, my dog, hold on. Sorry, my dog might be barking at somebody getting a package. So, yeah, there she is. Sorry about that. I'm going to pause for a moment and just get her away from the door. Sorry about that. But yeah, now that I'm like with my dog, one of my dogs interrupting here. Yeah, maybe there was some sort of conflict within some sort of social circle. Some sort of thing where, you know, things might have gotten out of hand, like not too cuckoo bananas, but, you know, things were said that can't be taken back. Team feels kind of weird. You're kind of withdrawing a little bit. Yeah, so I'm feeling with this kind of read, it's kind of telling you to, yeah, you want to be manifesting some sort of balance because something's out of whack, which I know might be like, no shit, Sherlock. But really kind of like with this insight, like, is it somebody or is it a group of people you work with or volunteer with, or some sort of over-imbibement might be getting in the way, and maybe you've chosen to not involve yourself, which totally get it. You want to be safe in your nest, you want to withdraw and retreat, and that's definitely something you should do if you feel like that's necessary. But I think too, with the Ash's suggestion about, you know, talking to others, it might not necessarily be people in this circle, but let's see what the oracle cards have to say to clarify. I'm trying to, I promise I will get a new camera mount so I can fit more things soon. All right, that's the consultant. We've got Hope in Reverse. Sounds like an album name, doesn't it? Hope in Reverse. A dark-haired man. Country House in Reverse. Surprise, also in reverse. Also in the heart. Oh, I pulled an extra one for you. Waiting. Okay, a story's coming to me and it's it's not you, you know, maybe this isn't for everybody. Here's a story I'm getting. Some sort of connection you had that you were hopeful about, maybe got tainted by some poorly chosen words after some drinky drinks or smoky smokes or whatever. Dreams of literally having it all in a partnership, you know, having I guess what this was made in 1800s, so not the white picket fence, but I guess the 7-year-old mansion or whatever. Sorry, I'm not a period piece person. But there was sort of a surprise, and I'm guessing by the upside down nature of it, it wasn't one that you took that was what you wanted. 4 and 1, that's 5. 5 is often a number of conflict or strife. And you can see something that was like caged, something she thought was safe or they thought was safe is gone. So maybe there was a relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be, but even just like a working relationship. The consultant is the 3 of Hearts too, or the 3 of, I also just think of the 3 of Swords, because 3 hearts, I would just think of like a sort of, because 2 is the partnership. I'm feeling like there was some sort of 3 is a crowd sort of scenario. Maybe some of you were hopeful about, and it didn't pan out in a way that surprised you a lot. So if this is for you, I'm sorry you went through that. That's never fun. But I think that the fact that I pulled the 6 card means it's like whatever this was isn't over. So if there is something in your life, and it doesn't have to be, again, it doesn't have to be a romantic person. It can be any sort of endeavor or whatever. Something that brings stability into your life. It's coming, right? This is warten, or waiting. You can even see, I don't think this is the same person, even though they're kind of wearing the same-ish clothes. But this one looks a little more adult, right? Like they were able to wait and like, look who's coming. Wowie wow wow. I am so sorry I did that. Okay, so to kind of sum it all up for you, pile 2s, thanks for hanging out here with me. If there was a balance or this like happiness or this kind of family, whether it's like your actual family, or I'm not sorry, actual, but like your biological family or chosen family, something feels out of whack there, right? Like something feels amiss, and maybe that's something you should work on, even if, you know, it does feel like you've kind of wanted to retreat a little bit, as the bird suggests, or I'm sorry, the ash suggests. Maybe pile 1 might actually have some information for you as well. Do the retreating you need, but then go out and help fix. I'm thinking it's people in this situation. You know, talk to people when you're ready, you know, or if you feel safe to do so. Like, obviously, you know, don't do anything that puts you or others in danger. But yeah, really, really talk, or, you know, it's not like you have to be like, here's a solution to your problem. You know, do a lot of listening, right? Going within also just means like being quiet and just hearing other people. And maybe that this will kind of help clarify a lot of the things that you feel might have been said in error, or, you know, that kind of cut a little deeper than anticipated sort of thing. So yeah, I think there's a lot of healing energy with you, just because I see like the hope and surprise. It's even in reverse, just that ability to, you know, have that hope again and again. It's not a form of insanity. It's a form of, which things, you know, repeated to the same effect often are. But in this case, I think it's more of a stamina, especially with, you know, in relationships. And I don't just mean romantic. Any sort of relationship, you know, siblings, family, co-workers, friends, neighbors, your animals, whatever relationship or community this is talking about, I feel like, you know, pile 2. And again, I pulled that extra card. I totally did not mean to, and it was waiting. So I think once you take that time to kind of, you know, sort out or like listen to other people and kind of, again, waiting is quietly hear what others have to say, it'll help, not only like help you clarify what you want to manifest, but I think just in general, just lead to, you know, resolving this, which I think, I mean, I would like to resolve, you know, I don't want to put myself in your shoes. Maybe you're like, fuck these people forever, which, burn it. Sometimes you got to, I get it. But I think it's saying, if you kind of do this groundwork, it's worth it. Because look at how sassy she looks looking back at him, like, And sorry, my alarm literally went off at that time. So pile 2, this is what I have for you. If you liked the reading or found some insight or what have you, you felt good about it in a way, please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Comment. That really helps with the channel, getting the algorithm. And I really enjoy doing this. I'm really thankful that you were here and took the time out of your day to listen to or watch this. And I hope you have a great new moon, baby. All right. Bye-bye. Alrighty. Hello, y'all. If you are here, you picked pile number 3. I don't know why I said it like that. Which is this beautiful Untitled Gorse card, number 17. Very, very pretty. Very alive. And then crystal, clear crystal quartz. Clear crystal quartz. Which is interesting. I didn't even really think about this when I pairing the card and the crystal. But crystal, clear crystal quartz or clear quartz. It's kind of like a master stone, right? In the sense that it can cleanse, it can kind of, you know, act as a booster, if you will, to other stones or energies around it. It's really like the ditto of, I guess, metaphysical stones. And then the Furza, the own Furza, and again, I'm sorry if I'm saying this incorrectly. If you know how to say it, let me know in the comments because I want to know. It's also about like abundance and just joy. Like, look at all of the blooms on this card. There are so many and they're all so vibrant. So right now, pile 3, what I'm kind of getting, and this is kind of to confirm if this is your pile or not, is that you kind of are on a good track right now. That isn't to say like, you're like, my life is perfect. Otherwise, I feel like maybe you wouldn't be watching this, but nobody's life's perfect, so that is fine. But it's kind of like, oh, what's next? Like, just because there's so much you want to do, right? Like, there's so many beautiful things that you want to obtain or, you know, accomplish in this lifetime. It's almost like, how do you separate all these little goals from the big, beautiful picture? But I feel like that's what you're being called to do. And I want to read a little part of the guidebook, the message from the Celtic I'm talking real good today. Celtic Tree Oracle. Heyo. Yes, consider what it is that you must collect in order to manifest your goals and aspirations. Do you need support, love, and encouragement? Or do you need actual physical help? Ask for what you need and collect that which will aid you. Write down your goals and aspirations and imagine the color of my blossoms flowing onto the page. Allow my bright yellow gold to saturate you with hope and faith. I will help you to attract a combination of positive forces and possibilities into your life right here, right now. So right now, yeah, pile 3, what I'm kind of getting from your energy and oracle card selection is that you got a lot of maybe little things to you, but like really big, beautiful things that paint a very big, beautiful life that you want to manifest. So you're kind of like, I already know what I want to manifest, but I'm just kind of like confused as to how to do it. And my hunch right now before getting into the tarot and the oracle is as sexy as it sounds, it's just getting organized, literally breaking down goals, as the card suggests, petal by petal. So you have a game plan instead of a giant mountain, nebulous sort of clutter of things to do. But yeah, let's pull the cards. Let's pull the cards and see if I'm right. Got a Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Seven of Cups. Justice reversed. Ooh, Magician reversed. Whoa, damn. The Empress reversed. Sorry, I did not look at these before. As you can tell, I pulled them, but you got a lot of big energy here. Wow. Pile 3, look at you. So yeah, very kind of like, wow. I'm just like overwhelmed by this. Before I get into it, just to explain what's going on, I'm going to do the tarot, and then I will clarify with some oracle cards, to kind of like see what each card is kind of saying for a little more context. But first, right off the bat, you got the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about, you know, hard work, dedication, really taking steps in the material world to gain whatever it is you want to gain in the material world, you know, because I know sometimes with manifesting, it could be like, you know, just be, which is true. Like, don't cling onto what you're trying to manifest, but at the same time, maybe don't be like, let's say you're trying to manifest, I don't know, an Etsy shop, or I don't know, like you're into crafts and you want to start selling crafts. You wouldn't just sit around and be like, I manifest a shop and scene, and now I'm going to sit around and it's just going to happen. Like, no, you would do some research. Like, obviously you wanted it for a reason. So start taking steps in the physical world. Break it up into little steps, right? Because it might look like, oh, tedious, my nose to the grind right now, but then look at all these pretties. Second, you got again, another 8, which is like, it reminds me like the infinity sign, right? It's part of the cycle. And you've got this crow looking at the 8, or not looking at, back turned to the 8 cups behind them, looking at the moon. There's a cave there. It's kind of a glow, right? Like something new. I just want to kind of clarify this really quickly with the guidebook. And I'll link these guys in the description if you're like, I love this deck. So you know where to get it. Sorry about that. My alarm went off, and I thought I turned off my alarm, but I thought wrong. But I think that just means like, bzz, like whatever this is, it's like, pay attention is how I'm gonna take it right now. Oh my God, I went to the wrong one. I went to Eight of Pentacles, and we already read that one. So maybe you're avoiding this. Maybe you already know what I'm about to say. The reverse card indicates that although on the surface you want to build upon your spiritual self and move beyond materialism, see, like you want to just pull things that you want to be the magician right now. The fear of losing out is preventing you from making a decision. As a result, you become stagnant in your growth, which I feel like all 3 of these are kind of saying together, these 3 major arcana you got in reverse, like holy friggin' smokes. You got Justice reversed, the Magician reversed, the Empress reversed. That's 1, 3, and 11. 5, right? 1, 3, 11. Am I adding that right? 1, 1. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and do math. Yeah, okay, so 6, okay. Yeah, so right now, because the Magician and the Empress, I get right out the bat. Like, I feel like I said before, and like what this card is suggesting, like you have, you know, you've been around the block, you know what you're doing. And you've had a lot of success. But, oh, and see, I read this in reverse. Why? I read this in reverse when it's not in reverse. But it's saying, yeah, the same thing, pretty much. Like, have to let go and walk away from something, right? Maybe this inability or refusal, which I get. I go from, I'm very scheduled to, fuck it. But it's saying maybe, yeah, maybe that's something to leave behind, because right now it's throwing you out of balance, right? Because 11 is like the manifestor number. The Magician, 1, right? 111. Empress is 3, which, again, you've got kind of like that sort of completion with, you know, trifecta, you know, crone, maiden goddess, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You know, 3 is an important number in terms of like all of your manifestation powers being at full capacity. I want to really quickly just look at this Empress card in particular, because, oh, she's so pretty. Like, look at how, I'm going to put her right side up just so you can see a little better. There's so much underneath her. Like, it's not just like one scene, like it blends from like a deciduous to like, and even like the perspective is like closer, I feel. So I feel like you might feel like this like has, maybe this is not surprising to you, this reading, I feel. And you're like, oh yeah, I know, but how do I get all this friggin' power to work for me? And I think a big part of it is tapping into the material world and writing old-fashioned lists, checking off boxes, leaving behind any sort of, yeah, maybe spiritual bypassing you're trying to do by like avoiding this work, like being like, no, if I just think about it, it's gonna happen. Which, you know, I don't want to, you know, put any limiting beliefs. Maybe that's how it works for you, but that's just the feeling I'm getting. So let's do these oracle cards to kind of see what else is happening. Oh. Yup. Oh. This came in reverse. I was just looking at it right side up. Okay, so first we got weakness. So yeah, right now I think this is your literal weakness. It's like avoiding just like the nitty gritty, ticky tacky stuff that you need to do, unfortunately, to get your manifestation. So maybe manifesting some patience with that, manifesting some control. Especially at 2 and 7, 9, that's of completion, like, right? Like, you want to be able to complete it. Right now, this is your weakness, so I think definitely manifest some sort of ability to be able to, like, bring some routine and structure into your life. Maybe even, like, yeah, writing that down a little bit. Next we got trap. The 3 of clubs next to the 8 of cups. It's interesting because I can't even tell where this person's trapped. Oh, he's trapping the birds. 3 and 5, or 3 and 2. 3 and 2 is 5. I'm going to read really quickly what this one means, because off the top of my head, I'm not remembering, aside from, I just keep hearing Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. Yeah, it's a fishy card. Indicates a situation that is not clear. Right, so maybe there is something like you've kind of been holding on to emotionally that's been keeping you from taking this sort of step. And the longer you stay in it, the longer you're kind of going to be trapped, is the vibe I'm getting. I don't mean that in a harsh way. Like, I've been there, slip in and out of there all the time. Yeah, because then again, we've got reversed important revelation with justice. So especially with the justice, I feel like there's definitely like some sort of imbalance that needs to be addressed. And 4 is a number of stability, right? So you've got the 4 of diamonds, like secrets. It's saying, yeah, and this will shine a light. I'm saying this as if you can read my mind. The next card, it'll give you a little more insight too. So yeah, I feel like there's like kind of like a fear or anxiety. 2 and 1 is 3. About these abilities. My dog might be barking for a second, which means pay attention to this right now. And also that somebody is near my door outside or walking their dog. But this fright with the Magician is very interesting to me. Because I almost feel like, hold on, let me go through this first. Yeah, and then you got pleasant pastime in the past, or in the past. In the reverse, but with the Empress. So what I'm kind of getting is maybe because you are so powerful, pile 3, and have had this ability, or, you know, been on the manifesting and active sort of spiritual awakening route for a minute, maybe you're, like, there's a fear that, like, if you do kind of move towards convention or move towards, you know, I don't even want to use the word grinding or incursive, Jesus. Encourage hustle culture, as it just makes you very tired and slur your words like this. But I think it is like coming up with a plan, right? That's definitely your weakness right now. And like, it can kind of, because you feel like, I think there's part of you that thinks that if you do this, it means you're not manifesting. Like it doesn't, it means like you're normal or you're regular, or, which, just to be clear, literally everyone is magical and can fucking manifest whatever the fuck they want. But I think that's kind of a fear or an idea that's kind of weighing you down a little bit, especially with the Empress in reverse, along with a pleasant pastime. I accidentally snoozed my alarms, went off again, so I think this is an important message. Sorry for all the little blips. If you're seeing little blips, it's because I paused and unpaused my video, because that's what happens when your alarm goes off. But it's off for sure this time. But what I was saying with the Empress and pleasant pastime in reverse is, I feel like there was a time where you did feel magical and like you did feel like things were just manifesting for you easy peasy lemon squeezy. And right now it feels like it's kind of a struggle. But really and I know I've kind of been saying this from the beginning, but it just keeps coming to me. It's make a plan, count all the little things. Like, so I'm trying to think of an example. You want to start, you want to be an influencer. Sure. Why not? That means, you know, break down how many hours a week you're going to have to set aside to shoot content. How many hours a week are you going to dedicate to interacting with fans? How many hours a week are you going to spend brainstorming ideas or whatever? You know, like really break down each and every task that makes this one beautiful, effortless looking picture. Because I think that's another thing too. While manifesting is effortless, we are here to, you know, experience things and to do things. So it doesn't make you less magical if you have a to-do list. It makes you human and organized. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting, pile 3. So I think ultimately, and again, take this as you will, what the cards and spirit are telling you, especially this clear one, is to, encompass all the aspects of manifesting, which, yes, includes doing the less fun things right, doing the nitty-gritty work, checking off those boxes, right? So yeah, that is what I have for you, pile 3. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'm super, super thankful you're here. Like, you've got some awesome energy. And you can do this. Whatever it is you're looking for or trying to bring into your life, you have it. You just do. Just take the steps you know you need to take. All right. And with that, bye, pile 3.